Good morning, students. Today our lesson evolves around the themes and poetries that are used in Manipuri dance. As you all know, Manipuri dance in the 18th century developed as an outcome of the Sanskritization process of the Meitei society through the Chaitanite Vaishnavism, that is the classical Manipuri dance. In the 18th century, the Meitei people adopted the Vaishnava Hindu cult. Initially, the forest gods were the primary deities for the people. These gods, called the Umanglais, were worshipped in their indigenous festival called the Lai Harauba. But with the advent of Vaishnavism, the images of this festival, like Sanamahi, were also worshipped during the Vaishnava rituals. The Vaishnava rituals gave rise to two distinct forms of performing art in Manipur, the Sankirtana and the Rasalila. The Sankirtana literally means singing devotional songs together. The songs are on Sri Krishna and were the Padavali verses which were introduced from Bengal. This performance has blended with the rites of passage of the Meitei culture. The Rasalila is the worship of Sri Krishna and Radha in the temple. Here also the worship is done with the songs of Bengali Padavali lyrics. Sankirtana and Rasalila were framed according to the rules laid down in the Vaishnava treatise for the worship of Sri Krishna and Radha. These texts were also imported from Bengal. So you see, Bengal has a distinctive role to play in the evolution of classical Manipuri dance. The Kirtana of Bengal was introduced to this region. The word Kirtana means to sing devotional songs together. The literature of this Kirtana is the Padavali songs. In Manipur, the Kirtana of Sri Chaitanya Deva was accepted, but the Meitei people transformed this Kirtana singing into an organized performance, and this was named Nata Pala. The word Nata means actor and Pala means to sing together. So Nata Pala is a performance of actors who sing together. Interestingly, the singing also is accompanied by playing of the drum. In Bengal, the drum is called the khol, which is made of clay. In Manipur, this khol is reframed into wood and is called the pung. The men play the pung in Manipur, and they also add body movements with the syllables of the pung. The Padavali songs of Bengal has been taken in Natapala and sung. The texts that got immense importance as Vaishnava treatises are the Srimad Bhagavat and the Gita Govinda of Jayadeva. The acceptance of Srimad Bhagavat during the reign of Rajarshi Bhagyachandra is dedicated to a myth. It is said that the complete 12 parts of the book was not available in Manipur. In one afternoon, the indigenous god Sanamahi sent a divine oracle to a Brahmin that if he worships Sanamahi, then he would be granted the complete set of Srimad Bhagavat. But the Brahmin wanted to test the truth of this. Hence, he first asked for a fruit called Hairit with the offering to Sanamahi. His desire was granted. Now, being sure of the blessings of Sanamahi, he now worshipped and wished for the Srimad Bhagavat and received the complete set of Srimad Bhagavat. Well, Srimad Bhagavat is the basic literature used for the introduction of Rasa Leela in Manipur. The first Rasa Leela, called the Maharasa, was performed in 1779. The story of Maharasa Leela was taken from the 10th chapter, which is called the Rasa Panchadhyayi of Srimad Bhagavat. In this text, there is no mention of Radha. There is the sloka, Anayaradhita Nyunam Bhagavan Haririshwara Janna Vihara Govinda Prito Jamonaya Daraha. Here we find that during the Rasa Leela, Krishna disappeared with a particular gopi. Later, as indicated in the word Anayaradhito, the concept and name of Radha emerged. So, the Maharasa in the temple based itself entirely on the verses of Rasa Panchadhyayi. The story of Maharas is thus: on the full moon night of Kartika, Sri Krishna played the flute. Hearing the flute, Radha and the gopis come out of their houses and get together on the bank of the river Yamuna. The lyrics describe that the gopis, on hearing the flute play, rushed out of their homes, leaving the works they were engaged in, like milking cows or boiling milk, preparing cow dung, serving food, and even breastfeeding babies. The lyrics describe that on serving the Lord Krishna, these gopis were removed of their sins and freed from virtues and debt of the universe. Hence, they achieved salvation. After meeting with Sri Krishna, the gopis felt extremely lucky that the Lord has engaged himself in the dancing with them. They were full of pride. Guessing this, Krishna disappears with Radha. The gopis realize their mistake and become repentant. So, they go to look for Sri Krishna. In the meantime, Radha gets conceited as she is the chosen one. She asks Krishna to carry her on his shoulders as she is unable to walk farther. Hearing this, Krishna leaves Radha too. The gopis join Krishna and they look for Sri Krishna and feel extremely repentant to have developed the pride in them. Realizing their agony, Krishna appears before them, but not as single but in multiples, indicating that God is for all and not for only one particular person. As the gopis become conscious, they also understand the universality of Lord Krishna. In the actual repertoire of Maharaj in the Govindji temple, the repertoire is designed in a unique manner. A raga of the Pung initiates the performance, and then vocal ragas like Mauri and Kanu are sung. The shlokas of Rasa Panchadhyayi is sung by the sutra or the conductor of the performance. Bhagavan Pita Ratri Sharadatfulla Mallika Vriksha Ranting Manas Chakre Yogamaya Upasthita. Having seen the full blossomed jasmine flowers at the night of autumn, Krishna made up his mind to indulge in the divine love sport, having recourse to Yogamaya, who is the all-pervading energy popularly imagined under the names of Durga, Kali, Vijaya, and so on. These shlokas describe the autumn season. Next, the song from Padakalpataru, Krishnan Charu Murali Chaiba, is sung as the Krishna Abhisara. Different Padavali lyrics are added in the repertoire, but mostly shlokas from the Rasa Panchadhyayi is taken to construct this performance. The description of the gopis coming out to meet Krishna after hearing their flute is also sung from the Sanskrit descriptions in Rasa Panchadhyayi, but the song for the Gopi Abhisara is in Brajaboli language. Jaya Jaya Jata Vijaya Nikunje Kunjara Vara Gamini Prema Tarange Bharala Ange Sange Brajara Kamini. We applaud the victorious lady who is approaching the bower with the gait of an elephant. Her body reflects the wave of love. She is accompanied by the women of Braja. As they reach the appointed place, there are dialogues between Krishna and gopis. These are again taken from Rasa Panchadhyayi and recited in Sanskrit. The whole story is now enacted with accompaniment from Rasa Panchadhyayi and Brajaboli language poems. This is primarily followed in the Sri Sri Govindaji temple, but in the village temples the use of Brajaboli language was predominant. Nowadays the songs are being translated to the local Meitei language also. The last episode of Maharaja shows that Krishna is present with each gopi. The term Eka Gopi Eka Sham means each gopi with one Krishna. Here Krishna multiplies himself and the philosophy in Srimad Bhagavat is portrayed. In the Govindji temple there is no enactment of Krishna and Radha. In the village temples young children take the role of the divine duo, and on stage many choreographers use this concept to bring in many Krishnas at a time on stage and have a splendid ending. In case of Vasanta Rasa, however, the importance is given to Jayadeva's Git Govinda. This Rasa, that is Vasanta Rasa, is performed on the full moon night of Chaitra or March, in March. Vasanta Rasa is woven on the story of Krishna and Radha playing with colors and Krishna disappearing with Chandrabali. Radha leaves the Rasa Mandapa, that is the place of the Rasa, and leaves the blue scarf, the symbol of Krishna. As Krishna finds the scarf, he searches for Radha, who is in deep grief and rejects him. The story ends with Radha forgiving Krishna. The Ashtapadis that are frequently used in Vasanta Rasa are Lalita Lavangalata, Hari Riha Mugdha Badhuni Kare, Hari Hari Yahi Madhava, Yahi Keshava, the Khandita Naika, and of course finally Krishna is forgiven by Radha with the words, with the Ashtapadi, Dehi Padapallavamudaram. The detailed repertory starts with the Pung Raga followed by the vocal Raga, Tori Vasanta or the Lalit Raga. Guru Amubi Singh also introduced the Raga Kanu. The images of these ragas are sung as described in Raga Ratnakara text. Vrindavan Varnan comes next, followed by Krishna Abhisara and Radha Abhisara. The lyrics are taken from different Vaishnava texts like Padakalpaturu, Bhakti, Ratnakara and Govinda Lilamritam. There are a number of lyrics written in Padavali language. In the Govindji temple, there is no one enacting in the roles of Krishna and Radha. The Krishna Abhisara is represented by the flute play, while the narrator sings the Radha and Gopi Abhisara songs in the Padavali song. Borojo Kamini Nobino Bala Cholilo Rangiya Chandra ki Mala Kundala Lalita Lambito Har Chalu Dolita Beni Manohar Biloshito Kushumo Bono Majhe Atma Bandhu Guna Gahe. The young fair girl goes to the bower wearing necklace shining like the moon. The earrings are swaying, the necklace is long, and her long plait is attractive. In the forest many flowers have blossomed and the friends are singing and praising her. As the Vasanta Rasa is conceived and initiated by Rajarshi Bhagyachandra, his name is mentioned in the song as Kamaki Kamaki Nayano Chai Gahana Kahanana Gamano Tai Kunjara Sadane Pauchiya Range Pailu Sri Radha Govinda Sange Shokhira Anuga Nolino Manasha Narapati Bhagya Chandra Ei Asha. The eyes are searching around as they are approaching deeper into the forest. As they reach the appointed bower, Radha meets Govinda. The companions are with him. All this is sung and thought of by Rajarshi Bhagyachandra. After the Abhisara, the meeting takes place and the Sakhis sing the victory of the duo. They describe the duo and the Rasa Leela begins with the Raga Kamoda. The image of this raga is taken from Raga Ratnakara. Guru Amubi Singh included the Raga Vasanta here. At this point, the Sanskrit poetry is taken from Govinda Lilamritam. Kachapi kabhis tatra midange swanupada mudayati nava nava ninade nritya gati pya pasruta drishta vidadhati saha yuva ditibhi raghamathani. Thei tatatheiya ta tatatheiya drimiki drimiki triki 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 trikita ittamudistha talataranga madhuravadana sarasijakula kalita. The accompaniment of the Kachapi veena and the Mridanga produces new sounds and footsteps. The gopis are enchanted. The dance is set to bowls like Ta, Drimiki, Triki. The Vasanta Rasa continues with Krishna Nartan, Radha Nartan and moves to Phagu Khel, the play with colors. Now Ashtapadis from Gita Govinda, Jayadeva's Gita Govinda are sung. Krishna now disappears with Chandravali. Radha leaves the Rasamandal. Later, Radha forgives Krishna with the words Dehi Padapallabhamudaram. The episode of Holi in Vasantarasa is favorite for the stage composers. The talas used vary from composer to composer, while Guru Bipin Singh used Tal Teuda for the color and water play of the rasa. The stage version of Guru Babu Singh takes in Tal Chautala as its base. The lyrics are also taken from many Brajabuli Padavali language. The Kunja Rasa in Manipur does not have a story as such. It is basically a description of Krishna and Radha's meet following the proper procedure of a Ras Leela in Manipur. Kunja Rasa starts with Mauri Raga. The image of this raga is from the Narada Samhita and is sung. The woman who is delighted to hear the call of peacock and wears peacock feathers on her ears is the image of Raga Mauri. After this, the Vrindavan Varnan is sung. In this, the beauty of Vrindavana is described in the lyrics. With this environment of Vrindavana, Krishna approaches the bower to meet his beloved. After reaching the bower, Krishna plays his flute. The gopis and Radha now come out and approach the bower in the act of Radha Abhisara. The song followed here is the same as in Vasanta Rasa. As they reach the bower, the gopis pray to Lord Krishna to bless them with her kindness. Krishna agrees to Rasa Leela and the gopis now decorate the bower, which is called the Mandali Sajan. The Rasa Leela now starts with dances on songs set to various beats like Dvital, a male of 7 beats, and finally Chali of 8 beats. This is followed by Achoba Bhangi Pareng, which is the same sequence as in the Vasanta Rasa. At this point, Krishna dances and shows his skill in the dance called the Krishna Nartan. The song of Krishna Nartan describes the dance of Krishna and its beauty. A dancing Krishna is often referred to as Natavara or the best among the dancers. He dances in the masculine style. The gopis often describe his dance. After this, Radha dances in the feminine style and is called the Radha Nartan. Following this sequence, both Krishna and Radha dance together and is called the Yogal Nartan. The gopis now sing and offer flowers at the feet of the duo. This is Pushpanjali and the Kunjaras come to an end. Apart from these ritual Rasa Leelas, we have Nitya Rasa, which is considered to be the womb of creative expression for the masters of Manipuri dance. This Ras Leela is not bound by any rituals. The day for performance is not a strict mandate as in case of earlier Ras Leelas. Here, a simple descriptive story of the meeting enjoying the love play of Krishna and gopis is depicted. This Ras Leela is not performed in the temple and are only performed in village spaces. The compositions from this Ras Leela were taken for stage repertory. The Padavali collection called the Padakalpataru is the inspiration for the lyrics of this Rasa Leela. The Nitya Ras Leela begins with Ragmacha and moves on to Vrindavan Varnan. The usual series is followed and Krishna Vandana and then Krishna Abhisara from the 4th volume of Padakalpataru is sung. The first 2 lines, E Rajani Nagar Raja Ninde Gelo Jagi सज्जा होते उठी शाम पूर्वे प्यारी भावे नागर मोन जागलो श्याम नागरो जागलो. When the city gets silenced, Krishna gets up from sleep and thinks of Radha. His love is aroused. After reaching the bower, Krishna plays the flute and the gopis arrive. The main gopi in Nitya Rasa is Vrinda Devi. A beautiful description of the decoration of the bower by Vrinda Devi is the asset of this Rasa Leela. Vrinda Devi picks up many kinds of flowers and places them near the feet of Lord Krishna. The names of these flowers are a part of the lyric. Mallika, Malati, Lobongo, Ketuki, Shorisha, Kushumo, Champa, Nageshwar, Atoro Gulapo, Shejuti Gulapo, Bokulo Kadambo, Kumuda, Kamala, Sthala Kamala, Kamini, Kushuma, Sheta Karabi, Rakta Karabir, Amullo Malika. Conversation of Krishna and Vrinda continues in Vrajabali language. Then Krishna plays the flute, which is commonly called the Bungshi Anuraga. Radha begins her Abhisara. There are several songs for Abhisara here. Gurus have taken the lyrics or composed those according to their choice. As Krishna and Radha meet, there is a Yugal Prarthana. Ras Leela serial, as in other cases, is more or less followed. Only there is no distinct story followed here. Many dance compositions are introduced here. Krishna Nartan, that is the dance of Krishna, Radha Nartan, that is the dance of Radha, Jugal Nartan or the dance of duo, and even special dances like those of the birds, Shuka and Sari, that is the Mayana and the parrot, are also imagined and composed. This Ras Leela is the breeding place of creativity of the Gurus of Manipur. The Divaras is a Ras Leela that is performed in daylight. The theme is the usual Krishna Radha love play with rituals embedded in the presentation. The lyrics chosen for this Rasa Leela is from the Vaishnava text, Sangit Madhava, Govinda Lilamritam and Krishna Rasa Sangraha. The Rasa Leela starts with the Kandarpa Raga. Kandarpa is the god of love. This rasa starts with the vision in trance of the Krishna devotee Sri Chaitanya. He could witness the child play of Krishna and the invocation of the deity takes place. The song of Krishna Abhisara is the same as that of the Nitya Rasa. In this Rasa Leela, Radha Anurag is sung and Radha Abhisara takes place. The main gopi of this Rasa Leela is Ananga Manjari. She stands on the right of Krishna while Radha stands on the left. The lyrics for her dance are taken from Narottam Das's verse, which describes the different sounds of the mridanga and instruments. Ananga Manjari Kishoro Kishori Shukhete Hastero Chalono Nortero Gatono Dekhibo Porano Jache Kibashei Duhar Koro Chalono Bhungima Ta Drimiki 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 Madhuro Mridanga Bajata Yantra Sabahu Yantra Jhana Nana Jha Jhana Nana 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 Jha Jhare. The Rasa Leela continues with descriptions of dances of Krishna and the gopis, and also lyrics describing the beauty of Vrindavana are used from place to place. As for any other Rasa Leela, Diva Rasa also ends with prayers. Apart from these Rasa Leelas, we find two Rasa Leelas on the theme of the child Krishna, the Goshta Leela and the Udukhal Rasa. These Rasa Leelas base themselves on Braja Bhasha or the language of Braja, where a similarity with Hindi is perceived. These verses have travelled from Brajabhumi. In Manipur, dance compositions of Guru Amubi Singh, Guru Amudan Sharma, Guru Atomba Singh and Guru Tarun Kumar has come up with compositions for stage. They many a times borrowed from the lyrics of the temple Ras Leelas, but they have all composed themselves for presentations on stage. Neela Kamaladala Shyam of Guru Amubi Singh and A. Sakhi Mohana of Thiam Tarun Kumar is worth mentioning here. Manipuri dance travelled outside the temple and ritual premises, crossing its boundary to Manipur when Rabindranath Tagore initiated his dance in his academic institution of Vishwa Bharati. Here the style was taught not for ritual practice but for use of this vocabulary on Tagore's lyrics. The most famous dance on Tagore's lyrics was in the drama Notir Puja. Hear the song, Amai khamo he khamo, namo he namo, tumai heri he nirupamo, nritu rashe chitto mamo, uthalo hoye baje. This is actually the last song of Notir Puja, and on this song Manipuri dance was danced, and this song used to display the devotion of the Buddha stupa. At the Buddha stupa was composed entirely on Manipuri dance. Then followed the learning of Manipuri among the Bengali girls. This was so important. It's a historical moment. The masters of Manipuri dance now worked outside the boundaries of Manipur, the most prominent being Guru Singhajit Singh in New Delhi and Guru Bipin Singh in Mumbai and Kolkata. Guru Bipin Singh was a composer himself, and he has many songs to his credit. Many of his stage items had lyrics written by him. The items like Shuka Sari Dwanda or Sakshat Darshan can be gotten from his book Manipuri Nritya Gita Malika. We find that the themes used in classical Manipuri dance evolve around Krishna, Radha, that is the Gaudiya Vaishnava stories, and the poems taken are all from the different old Vaishnava literatures. Even new poems written by the Gurus are also around the theme of Krishna and Radha. Hence, classical Manipuri dance, the main theme is based on Krishna Radha, their stories, particularly the Rasa Leela, and of course, this theme is sung in the Nata Sankirtan.